jar, deck out, open it up with it. Turn 1. That's great. Fantastic. That's fantastic. Get Ash Blossomed. Oh, wow. Didn't even get Ash Blossomed? Let's go, boys. This is a fantastic hand. Having Witch's Strike is so important in jar because, like, if they are going to stop your jar, all you do is say, nope, not today. So, anything gives them draw power? Because usually what I try to do with present card is if they get extra cards, this actually gives them less cards. Like, let's say you jar them, and then you activate Cup of Ace, you get, like, you know, you go minus with it. It's actually really, really good. I'm gonna wait for a Fossil Dig, actually. Actually, it's always 5 cards, so I guess I should... Alright, we'll let Terraforming resolve first. Alright. Okay, so... Rip your Jurassic World. Woo! Going through more cards. I always try to let someone, like, go through one card. Sometimes actually it can help out. But yeah, new Banlist has Morphing Jar at 1, so I got some footage of some jar over here. So he's got the Baby Ceratosaurus. Is he going to attack anything? I'm actually fine with that. 100% fine with that. So he's going to go ahead and destroy 1 to destroy 1. Does that be face up? I mean, if it dies, it kind of sucks though, I'll be honest. That's really unfortunate, dude. That survival's end, man. That survival's end. Oof, man. But we still got Shallow Grave. That's the one problem that just this random dinosaur deck, dude. And honestly, still playing like Survival's End. Questionable, man. Field spell, I don't know. I just think it lacks consistency, but it's alright. Take some damage. And hopefully he'll make like a YGOPRO so I can just like, oh, you wanted to get a card? Bah! Witch's Strike, outplayed and outskilled, making play in top deck. Jar is now legal. 2018 is indeed. Choice of opponent 2? I'm sorry, wait, what? What about 2? What is he? Oh, it's activating the Falcon. Okay. I thought he was, like, something of, like, destroying spell 2 or something. It's actually pretty cool that it's not once per turn. So he'll make like a YGOPRO, which is great. Which is exactly what we want, guys. That's exactly what we want. Because if he does, we actually get to like just basically win. Like, he's got a top deck out of my board. I just need something to resummon Morphing Jar and we'll be okay. He's definitely making like 100% making that. 100%. I can easily force out that negation too. Easily. Alright. Go with Young Cup of Ace. Oh, what does that mean? So one trap card from your deck to the graveyard. Okay. But yeah, I could easily just go Book of Eclipse, and he instantly has to negate it. Okay, so, but man, this could be a random. Could be random. Oh, sweet. Troll and Lockbird. Oof, that's unfortunate, man. I can't do anything at this point. I can summon this, but it doesn't really help too much. I really need this one piece, man, because otherwise I think I'm just gonna lose. I probably have to set this. I mean, if I activate this, it'll force him to do it on his turn. And, well, if he stops my Book of Eclipse, I just get rid of his entire board anyways. Yeah, that's what we'll go for. So yeah, well, Book of Eclipse, he'll 100% negate that. There's like no doubts about that. Survival's End. It popped. Oh, he gets to pop all. Okay, that's fine. I didn't do it. The only card that we actually really need is Witch's Strike and Book of Eclipse, because we're gonna activate Book of Eclipse. He's 100% negating that. All right, there's no doubts about that. He's gonna go for Otsuke. We're gonna rebuttal. This is like I guess in a in a losing state, right? We're in a losing state, but we're gonna come back real easy, really easy. So just gonna go straight attack. I'm gonna go ahead and flip face down. I just want to get rid of all his cards. You know, it's like why give him cards at all? Should negate. Oh, he let that go through. Dude, he's gonna get stream snipe, dude. Why would he say that? That's cool. What? All right, so he's got to be negating this, dude. He's got to think, yo, I've got game next turn. Or I can yeah, what? Like, why wouldn't he negate this? There we go. There we go. Negate me, bro. Negate. Oh, you negated me? You negated me? I'll rip your cards, dude. Witch's Strike. What else can you activate? What? Oh, with the Missilosaurus or something? Oh no, he already activated that. I can activate it twice. Rip, dude! Witch's Strike. Great card. Great card indeed. Alright, so anyways, now he basically has top deck. At this point, wait. Oh yeah, we don't even have Morphing Drop. Fine, yo, I'll beat you down. I'll beat you down. Well, what are you waiting for? What, he's got something in the back row? Scare him a bit, scare him a bit. What was his board, dude? Top decking. What is top deck? A back row. Dinosaur back row is usually pretty meh. Cup of Ace. Should we give him more cards? Probably not, but yo, we going forward anyways! Oh, Pot of Greed! Wow, what a great card. What a great card, dude. I'm gonna beat him down more with a Morphing Trap. That's pretty sad, dude. What can I get that's really cheeky? I mean, I really can't get too much else that's cheeky. Like I said, the back row he's got is absolutely nothing. Great stuff, man. I legitimately won because of Witch's Strike. I love it in the Morphing Jar deck because Jar is like so important. If you lose Jar, you're losing game. But at the same time, like it does kind of hurt with consistency. Like if he doesn't have like that big dinosaur, I swear if he draws big dinosaur, I'd be salty. Dude, we're gonna beat him down with that Spirit of Fall Wind. All right, we got game, boys. Unless of course he's got extra back row or anything here, which I don't. Oh, is it Paleozoic? 1200. Okay. I was gonna have someone like 2 doubles or something. So basically, he's on like a one. He's got like a one more turn. One more turn. Losing a Morphing Jar by attack, dude. He has to though, otherwise it's a ripperoni. Survival's end. Wait, does this count as a dinosaur? Oh, it counts as a normal. Wait, I'm sorry. What? Okay, so we'll just kill that by battle. Because it only gets its effect via card effect. Survival's end. Ah. Okay, so main phase 2. Do we activate something so we couldn't special summon or something? I mean, like, to be honest, this card's not that big of a deal. I mean, why not draw an extra card, right? Ooh, Spook to tie you. That's gonna be really good if I can just get that. It's not too bad, not too bad. So he just loses out on that card anyways, so that's totally fine. If he hits a big dinosaur like so, I will be a little salty. Oh, he surrendered, dude. That was 36 exact, guys. Wow, wow, wow. All right, good stuff indeed. Whoops, that's Steam. Let me go ahead and actually give you guys. That was actually kind of a fun and interesting duel. I was not expecting me. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna side deck. I wanted to show off a few like replays of Empty Jar. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Like, it's very rare that you will beat someone down with Empty Jar, but I wanted to give you guys a brief little deck profile. We got it. We beat him down with Empty Jar. That's again very rare. But I wanted to showcase off this run AD changer. We are actually running AD changer, which is actually kind of opened up bad. But we actually played through it, right? A lot of times with these jar decks, people give up too easy. But you guys saw against the dinosaur guy, he had a lot of free advantage, definitely. But that Missilosaurus and like the Negate Logia, just that new Witch's Strike card, it showed you guys the power of that as well. So this is just a more general duel. Okay, the other duel I showed you first, That's a little bit more rare. It's not going to happen that often. Usually this deck is very fast, just like this over here. He's going to attack me, we're going to Bukatayu. I mean, it's a really cookie cutter. It's, oh my god, a 6 on the dice drawer. That's very rare to take 2,500 points of damage. I don't know what this guy's playing. It looks like some type of random deck, but nonetheless, this is more what I would consider a standard duel between Morphing Jar. It usually just beats your opponent instantly. That's generally how the deck plays, but I just want to showcase off a duel where we actually stayed in a little bit longer. I had a few Jar duels. Was it this one? Was this today? I had one today that was pretty good. Okay, so this guy over here. All right, I was playing MP Jar, so was he though, but he made a mistake, and let's talk about a deck profile just in a second here. And so, like I said, both of us were playing Jar. One important thing in Jar, don't play Pot of Desires. This was honestly here because I was playing like a higher build first, but then I removed some cards, and then I forgot to hit and remove Pot of Desires. But you can technically play it in a 60 card deck, but I just don't think it's worth it. You can also reset cards with Localized Tornado, but I would not do it. But this guy, he actually ended up in a draw. This is kind of just something that doesn't happen too often in Yu-Gi-Oh! But for the sake of video instruction purposes, what happens if both you and your opponent actually have like no cards to draw? It actually becomes a draw game. So anyways, there's one more duel. And I think that that's pretty much the last. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory for the deck, but for video purposes, let's go ahead and do like kind of a quick little deck profile and talk a little bit about it. Like I said, you don't want to actually play Desires. I usually play 42 is the golden number. Actually, in this deck, you can go ahead and play like whatever card you want. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a very competitive deck simply because there's too many things that just negate Jar. But I like this duel because it showed it off, which is Strike. Because all people want to do against a Morphing Jar deck is they want to negate Morphing Jar. Okay, once that goes away, there are cards to bring it back, like the Shallow Grave. Actually, I had a good duel like a couple duels ago, but like it was just activate Shallow Grave and then I just summoned it, and then I activate Bukatayu, Book of Eclipse. So basically, I don't even like Reborn that much. I actually dropped that. But anyways, I recommend playing 42 cards, but I'll briefly explain the deck. So Morphing Jar is the card that came off the ban list. It's a flip effect, both players discard everything and then draw 5 cards. Really good stuff when you're trying to deck them out. That's the goal of this deck. So we have AD Changer to also change battle position. So first off, Winged Dragon Osphirma to deal with those unbreakable boards. We have 3 copies of Spirit of the Fallen, which searches out your Morphing Jar. We have AD Changer, which makes it so it goes, Morphing Jar can be face down and it will face up. That's basically what it's used for. 1 day apiece, 3 copies of Cup of Ace, 3 copies of Tai, 1 double summon. This is so you can normal summon your spirit and then go ahead and activate your double summon and instantly set that Morphing Jar. With Shallow Grave over here, it lets you just set Morphing Jar face down. It gives your opponent a card too, which is really bad because with so many other decks just like pop 1, it can be kind of bad. Then we have 1 day apiece, 3 copies of Cup of Ace, or actually no, we got Shallow Grave. We have Demise, standard for any like cheese deck. We got Upstart. I know you guys think Upstart with 41. The reason why is actually it works well with a card called Hope for Escape. I actually recommend, like I said, to play 42. You have Card Destruction, 3 Mallets. This is a very cheesy turn 1 oriented deck. We also have Magical Stone Excavation, so it lets you discard cards like AD Changer or even Morphing Jar to add any spell card, which is usually going to be something like Shallow Grave or some card that gives you some type of draw power. And then we have 1 Pot of Duality, because you don't really spell summon too often in this deck. Sometimes you can just flip Morphing Jar over and over. And then we have Pot of Indulgence, and like either way, if any of these cards become like dead cards, you just discard them with Excavation anyways. Excavation is actually really good in this deck. Then we have 1 Book of Moon, 3 copies of Eclipse, which flip everything face down and the end phase goes face up, and then your opponent draws a card for each one. And then, yeah, obviously with Jar, it's really, really good. Probably the best card. Reincarnation. So this card actually has something that I wanted to mention really quick, which was that your opponent has to be able to draw the same amount of cards. So if your opponent only has 1 card in their deck and they have 10 in hand, if you can't activate Reincarnation, which kind of sucks. Then there's Burst Rebirth. So this is pay 2,000 to get Morphing Jar. It's almost like Shallow Grave, but it's slower, but it does pay life points, which actually helps out. I'll get into that in a second. We have Present Card, which makes it so they discard their entire hand and then draw 5 cards. And then we have Hope for Escape, which makes it so you pay 1,000, and then for every 2,000 difference, you get to draw 1 card. And then we have Witch's Strike, which I really like in this deck. So this is what makes it a little bit different. I had a bunch of gameplay earlier of just regular Morphing Jar, but but it was kind of the same. I already showed you guys a replay. Basically, it's just like Morphing Jar's face down, you flip it face up, you flip it face down, you flip it face up, and then like you just do it a couple times, and then you activate one like this, and then like basically they just deck themselves out. That's how the deck works. But it was really cool to see that like Witch's Strike works really well. For the extra deck, the only important cards that are in the deck, there was a duel that I had with it, but it's not really that big of a deal. Basically, all I did was I had Spirit of the Fall Wind and I had a Morphing Jar, but I had no way to flip it back face down. So what I did was I used Spirit of the Fall Wind and Morphing Jar, and this was actually really cool. So I used both of these, and then I sent Morphing Jar to the graveyard because I used it for a Link Summon of Phoenix. And then this card has a effect where you can discard a card and target a spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. So what I did with that is I discarded AD Changer, and then what I was able to do is activate the Shallow Grave, resummon Morphing Jar, and then activate AD Changer to flip it face up. So there's a little bit of extra play, and I am running one Pot of Indulgence. That's why there's 3 copies of a lot of things. Well, the only card that you really need is 3, I would say like 3 Unicorn and 3 Phoenix. The rest are just, it doesn't really matter. But you need to have 3 of each because this could technically banish like 1 or 2 copies, or it could banish 3 if you get unlucky, but you want 15 cards in the extra deck simply because of that. There might be better extra deck cards. I can't think of any at the top of my head. We kind of just built this as a rough draft. I'm not really a fan of playing this deck for too long. It can kind of get boring. I will definitely admit that. But it's an empty jar deck, and the main purpose was using Witch's Strike in this deck is I would say it's a must because there's so many negations right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you can negate your opponent at the right time, that's going to be good. Like Dinosaurs is probably one of the worst matchups too because they destroy things like face down without you having a chance. But with the card of Book of Eclipse, it would technically force the Lagia, although he let it go through. But Book of Eclipse will put all the Dinosaurs face down, so he might negate that, right, with a Lagia, or any other card just has any like negation, right? I have it Witch Strike, lose everything in hand, everything on field. It's really strong. And with a Morphing Jar deck, you probably got some draw setups ready to go next turn. But anyways, that is the 2018 Deckout Morphing Jar Empty Jar deck. But hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Of course, using new Banlist. So we got Morphing Jar. But thanks for watching. We outies.